This is Marriage is Beautiful with SeyiFunmi. And today we have on Marriage Affairs a wonderful couple. They are couples that we've known for quite some time, not too long, probably like almost more than 2 decades. All right, I'm trying to do 1 or 2 things right here. Okay. Okay. I have with me today the Okesolas, and I think and then myself and my family, we've known them
for years.
For years. Let me put it that way. We've known them for years, and today, I don't know how they put it in Yoruba. Let's say Lala Alu, Akutupu Mau. Gongoaso. Okay, I think everybody can relate with that. Gongoaso. Because I have with me, well, the wife is a teacher, so she's going to teach us.
Hallelujah.
And the husband knows how to manage money very well. He's an accountant. You know, when a teacher marries an accountant, the combination is always very, very holy and wonderful. I know mommy will be like, Brashi, want to start again? But my wife will enter in a way before we even do some other stuff, like we've introduced them. They've been married for over a decade. And I happen to be one of the wedding planner for the wedding. So it's a couple, they are couples that we've known for years, like my wife said. And we're very happy to welcome to Marriage Affairs today, Mr. and Mrs. Okesolas. A round of applause for our viewers.
Welcome, Mama.
So let Mr. and Mrs. Okesolas say hello to the viewers, and then we can.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, Ma. God bless you. Thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Honoring our invitation. We appreciate that. And before we move further, we want to ask Mama.
I think we need to open. I think we need to open the YouTube. Yeah, go ahead.
Do we need to ask Mama? Okay, let's ask Mama. Do I ask Mama first, or we should ask Daddy first? How do you? Let me first ask Daddy. How do you react? Maybe, for instance, maybe you are hungry, and you are coming from work. So, and you know, there's a way they usually say, they said, an hungry man is an angry man. And on coming back home, you realize that food is not ready. And I think there should be a reaction. So we want you to show us how you react, you know, when you are hungry and you're coming back from work.
And food is not ready.
You are stressed up, like you're tired, and the food is not ready. How do you react? We want to see that reaction on your face, or in your voice, or in your like maybe in your action. So can you show us how you react before I go to Mama?
Oh, that is wonderful.
Okay, so you'll be smiling, right? I don't understand. Like, yes.
I just imagine my reaction. That's why I enter with
okay, with this. Okay.
You know, ordinarily, I'm coming back from work, hungry, and I've expected that food should have been ready. Normally, everybody will welcome me. I will enter. But before I settled down, I expected that the food should have been ready. So the first question is, the first question I will ask is, please, can I get my food? And if they tell me that food is not ready, the next question is why?
Okay.
Why? That will be my next question. That why?
Okay.
So, and whatever the explanation, I won't have a choice anyway, because there's nothing I can do. Yoruba proverb said that wisdom cannot tie a rope. I cannot tie woods without rope. So I won't have a choice. Although I will react, but why? Why is my food not ready? I've been at work this morning and I'm hungry. I expected my food to be ready. What happened?
Wow.
No problem. I won't have a choice. If it is going to take a lot of time, sometimes I can take cassava flakes with groundnut.
I love that cassava flakes. So
Oh la 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 la.
that's Gary Atiepa. That one, the deep
My body and soul together before the main men will come.
That's a good one. Honestly, I enjoyed that. Wow. That's understanding and the tolerance, like all together, and the patience. Like some men are going to shout.
I think I'm going to ask.
And some are going to enter kitchen and go and prepare what they will eat. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to ask Madam this question. Normally, I don't ask in this aspect, but peradventure Oga's eye, peradventure rather, that Oga eye is a little bit not too sweet, not too famous, not too good to look at.
In that situation.
In that situation.
Same situation, right?
In the same situation, ma. Let's say a guy is not too, you understand?
Welcoming.
So, and what will you do at that moment that, okay, food is not ready, or just give me some few minutes, and then you see the eye turning? So what are you going to do, ma?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma, for the question. To come near him, I'll try to appease him. I'll try to beg him to give us some minutes that the food is almost done. So though his eyes will not be palatable to look at, but I'll just plead. So I will plead that he should pardon me, that it will not repeat itself again. So like that, he will always pardon me because nobody is above mistake. And sometimes it may be because of the tiredness, maybe, the two of us, we were worker, government worker. So gone out. So sometimes I may not be feeling, somehow, I may not be feeling so, energetic after my work, to go to and do what I need to do on time. So I tell him that I need to take some time to rest after rigorous work of the day. So you will have to pardon me.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Pardon. The viewers at home and for the husband at home, listen.
Yeah.
It's not all the time that the wife doesn't want to get the food ready. But sometimes the food won't be ready according to what Mrs. Okesolas just told us now, that it might be due to she's probably overstressed at work. And that may happen to your wife too. I want us to take cue from what Mr. Okesolas just said, that at least there is Garium sulfate. You call it Gary, he didn't, what was the name he used now? Something like
cassava flakes.
Cassava flakes.
No, we have corn flakes. So that was
cassava flakes, gallium sulfate, whatever you call it, and there are still the almighty kuli granite whatsoever that you can at least hold body.
You know, people from America might be watching us, so they might not understand gallium sulfate. So in order not to ask too much questions, that's why I said cassava flakes.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, and we will start straight away.
Okay.
And I will ask the very first question to Madam, and you will ask Oga also.
Okay.
In one word, ma, how is marriage to you? Just one word.
Marriage. To me.
Ma?
Marriage to me. To me.
Marriage.
It's endurance.
Endurance. That is the one word. Marriage is endurance. We are still going to come back to that later.
Yeah.
That word endurance, we are still going to come back to it later, Oni.
Yeah, same question goes to you, sir. In one word, how is marriage to you? How do you see marriage in one word?
Well,
It's deep.
Ó deep gan, well lágbọ́n.
Marriage is well.
it's funny because we need to understand each other. If there is no
understanding.
Okay.
No, why? Because why?
mutual understanding in the most of us are coming from different backgrounds. So we have to understand each other for us to keep going. For us,
network issue.
The viewers at home, I believe a little
to
bit
stay
of
together.
issue.
I know marriage, till death do us part. So for us to be happy, for us to keep body and souls together, for us to keep going, there should be understanding.
So you actually say the right one word and then you put a lot of explanation. So Madam gets it today, and that will be the clap for Madam. Said one word. Madam said it's understanding, and you endurance. And Oga said it's understanding, and like an accountant, Oga decided to give the brief and the detail of the closing and opening of the account and the debit and the credit. All right, but all in all, we have two words today for marriage. For our viewers at home, marriage is endurance, marriage is understanding. So we can say marriage is both endurance and understanding. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Deep. Marriage is endurance, marriage is understanding. So, yeah, you were saying something.
Before we move on, let's appreciate everyone online.
Okay.
I want to appreciate you, the blessed. Good evening, Sanma. We appreciate you, the blessed. Thank you for joining. Oh, Sister KG Adetilewa, we want to appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Olupe Ngasani, wow, thank you, sir, for joining. God bless you. That's Sister Tosin's husband.
Okay.
Temitope, thank you for joining. Hepsi Oda, thank you for joining. Yeah, Wemije, thank you. We appreciate you. Jetunde, thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Please kindly share the program and don't forget to leave your thumbs up. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you all. Thank you.
We can see the love.
So
we can see the love coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Let's move on.
All right. We will start with this. We want to asking Ms. Okesolas first now. Okay. What do you really think about setting boundaries in marriage? Like setting boundary. And this setting boundary today will be broad. Today it will be very broad. We'll talk on many aspects. maybe between husband and wife, between in-laws and the family, between the parents and the kids,
between friends,
and the family. There will be many areas to touch today. So, but the first question is, what do you think about setting boundary in marriage? Is it right for us to set boundary? This is how far you can go. This is how far you must not go.
Thank you, sir. Setting boundary in marriage. To me, it means what one would like to take into our marriage and what one will not allow. You know, what one will not allow to stay in the marriage. You know, or what can hinder one's happiness in marriage, or what can hinder mutual understanding between the husband and wife. I think that is what I understand by setting boundary, what I would like to take in my marriage and what I will not condone at all.
Wow, I love that. That means you agree with the fact that there are boundaries to be set in marriage. There are limitations to be given in marriage. What you will take, what you won't take.
Yeah. So if I may ask, the same question still goes to you, like, what do you think about setting boundaries in marriage? Is it necessary? Is it okay? Like, is it what we should accept as husband and wife? Is it what we should take? So please, can you tell us your own view of it? Is it okay to set boundaries in marriage?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it should be okay. And it is okay for us to set boundaries in marriage. You know, because there is limits to everything, especially even in life, even outside marriage, there are boundaries. There are things I can take, there are things I cannot take. So likewise in marriage, there are things that I can take, there are things I cannot take. You know, when we look at where we are coming from, you know, sometimes from our background, you know, our parents or that will take you from, you know. But, you know, because things are changing, and for us to be happy, for us to, you know, to fill our home and our life with joy, there should be boundaries in especially the family. You know, in this part of the world, you know, family usually want to intrude or interfere with what is happening in our marriages. So if boundaries are not set, there are bound to be problems. So that's my.
Thank you so much, sir. That's a good point. You was able to explain. You were able to explain everything, why we should set boundary and why it is necessary to be set in a family. We appreciate you, sir. God bless you.
Yeah, for viewers at home, like Mr. Okesolas said, coming from where we are from, look back into the African setting.
The background
from where we are from. People might be watching us from maybe US, UK, and they may not really have that experience.
Yeah.
But our own kind of life is like communism, where we grow up, where everybody has access to everybody. Everybody have access to everybody. You can enter into somebody's bedroom, come out so freely. But as we evolve, as we change, as situations are changing, a lot of us are imbibing the Western culture. A lot of us are learning to understand that sometimes we need more privacy that we experience while we were growing up. So in that case, like Mr. Okesolas said, there should be boundary. And once they are on the page that there should be boundary, I think we can move there to the next few questions we'll be asking them. And I think.
But then I want to appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Kazim Olabode Salah. God bless you. Thank you. At least we have you here today. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you can move on.
All right. What we want to say right now is we will start with boundary setting for in-law. That's our point of starting today. Boundary setting for in-law. Now, before we go into this, I know a lot of people, we have diverse opinion on this.
Yeah.
Some are even going to frown on your own decision concerning this. But I want us to understand that whatever we are saying now is particular to the person saying it, and it's your marriage. It is not anybody's marriage. We keep repeating that in Marriage is Beautiful. When the ships are down, we left the nuclear family before the extended family can be talked about. So when we are saying things, we are saying on the value, on the side that nuclear family comes first before the extended family. We don't rule out the extended family. So we are starting with the in-law because they are the basic extended family that we have. Now, the first question is, what do you think about setting boundary in the naming of a child, for an example? That's where we want to start with. You know, when you have your first child, the name will be almost like, if you are not careful, 50. Some you cannot even remember them all. They are going to be saying it, Oluwafemi, Oluwakemi, Oluwawumi, Oluwaji, Oluwasun. Like in Yoruba. No, I'm just doing. They will, everything Oluwa will be there. Everything Asake, Akonke, Anike, Apeke. The name will be so many. Now, the boundary we are talking about is this, and I'm asking Madam this. What did you experience either of the in-law insisting that the name they gave to the child should be the one the child should be bearing, not the one you want to give by yourself? That's one beginning of an issue in some family. People have issue conceiving and having baby. The moment the baby is there, everybody bringing name. My mom want to bring, my dad want to bring, my mother-in-law, everybody brings. Now, at the end of the day, they will now insist, maybe it's the father-in-law that will insist, this is my first grandson or my first granddaughter. The name that I call should be the one to be used. In such a case, do you believe we should set boundary and say, okay, we appreciate your name has already been written down as one of the name, but we will insist on this, on calling our child the name we want to call the child?
Thank you, sir. Setting boundary in the area of giving name to our child on the day of name ceremony. Well, I don't think anything is bad in that. As in in-law, parents, family member bringing name that they would like to give to their, grandchildren on the day of naming ceremony. I don't see anything bad in it. But may God deliver us from evil people, because we will not know the mind of people. So as a Christian, we need to be careful. God will help us in that area. But in as much, our parents are not insisting that the name they give our child on that day, on the naming day, should be the name that we should be calling the child, after the naming ceremony, forever. So I don't think anything is wrong with that.
Yeah, we are asking a question now. Should they be, if they are insisting that that's the name, we're talking about setting boundary in that aspect now. They've given the name, we've accepted all the 100 names that has been given.
Yeah.
Then mama or papa will wake up and now said, I want the child to be called the very name.
Okay, let me put more lights to that. Or that I want the child, the name I gave to be the name in the child's birth certificate. I want that name to be the name that the child will be bearing all through his or her life. Like the first name. So what do you do? Do you still need to say? Because sorry, we are asking this question because it's someone's question. It's someone's, it's someone's case. So I want you to treat it, with fairness. So we don't what do we do? In that case, what will the person do?
I think that, in that case, the person should stand his or her ground. That I'm the one that gave birth to this child. It's not your children. So the name the name the parents give us should not be the name that will be on this the name certificates. We should stand our ground. So parents should not dictate the name for us. The name that we are going to call our children for us. So we should stand our ground, we should insist. I think we should set boundary on that, especially as a Christian, because name has, in-depth meaning to the life of our children. I think we should be the one that will dictate the tone of our children's name. I think that.
Yeah.
I want viewers at home to talk on this. I have a comment here I want to read from Kasim Olabode Salah. He said, boss, that's my younger brother anyway. I remember my first child. You also gave her name. Now, Oluwafunmilayo. Well, it's another story entirely. That's the name of our mom. And when he had the baby girl, I gave her the name. But I didn't insist that should be the name to be called.
Of course,
that's one of the names.
Yeah.
Everybody asked me, what do you want to name the child? And I gave the name. So, like she said, if it has come to the level of the parents, yes, we respect the parent. Now insisting that this is the name I want the child to be called, we have to stand our ground on that. Viewers at home, we also want you to contribute based on this. Do you believe the mother or the father should be the one to give the name to your child? They've already given you name, okay? And they are now saying your first child, I will be the one to name it. We want your own opinion too. Over to Mr. Okesolas.
Yeah, sure. Over to him. The same question, sir.
Thank you very much. As far as I'm concerned, I don't believe anybody can enforce me to do what I don't want to do. Especially, as my wife has rightly said, the name of somebody, it has a very significant impact in whatever you wanted to become in life. The name they call you, because everybody will be calling that name. And as they are making pronouncement, it's like they are making some prophecy into your life. So nobody can come from anywhere and tell me this is what I want you to put in that marriage register. I will ask the person, is it your child or my child? Even if it's my mom or my dad, I will ask them, with due respect, I'm sorry. You have given back to me. You have given me my own name. I'm already behind you. And I'm ready to face the consequence of anything that name might bring, because I don't have any other, although I have, I have a say over it anyway. If it's bringing anything negative, thank God for Christ, thank God for, our life. We can do some kind of, but my own child that I gave birth to, no. There should be, I'm sorry, there should be some limitation. Forgive me, I don't know whether other people on the platform will understand the Yoruba. Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
We interpret for him.
We interpret. It can't be the same farm for father and the child without boundary being set.
Same
Go ahead, sir.
There should be a limit. They can't enforce me. In fact, by the time they are telling me that that name should be, that means it will send some signal to me that, you know,
There's something behind it. Wow.
Attached to it. Even if I like the name before, that I
will change it.
But for the fact that they are telling me that, come, that name that I gave to that your baby, that you put in the register, it should send something, some signal to my head that there's something attached to it. Do you understand? So that one, there's no controversy as far as I'm concerned. Very simple.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they are not the ones that will go and do the marriage register for me. So I'm going to do that.
Wow. I love the way you put it, sir. We thank God for Christ, and we appreciate God for the life we are living now. I mean, in this, particular era that is different from what our forefathers had lived. Now, I want to say this. Let me just add to what you said, sir.
Now, I still have a question before you add to that.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Okesolas said something that they've given back to me, they've given me the name. What if your parents now say, even the name you were bearing, it was my father that gave it to you? And I agree with my own father giving the name to you. So, like he gave you that name, I also have the right to give your child a name. What will you do in such a scenario, sir?
Excuse me, sir. I am sorry. His own father gave that name. He accepted it. That's his own.
That is one now, of course, yes.
And I say, I'm not going to accept that. He is different from me.
Exactly.
My father, but it's different from me. The way I see my own thing is different from the way you see things.
Yeah.
So, well, best of luck to him for accepting that. For me,
best of luck.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it. Best of luck to him, because it's his own decision. Like, you are giving an opinion, so it's left for you to say, okay, I'm going to take it or I'm not going to take it. So he took it because he's okay with it. And we bless God, at least you bear the name and you have become a grown-up. But for us, in this, let me say, in this Sorosoke generation, where you have opinion, where you're going to tell them, no, I don't want this thing, I want this thing. It's different from then. The difference is clear now, where you can say that, okay, daddy, I don't like this thing. Okay, daddy-in-law, I don't like this thing. Mother-in-law, I don't like this. I want this. But in the aspect of insisting, like he said, there should be a reason, because I didn't see any reason why you should be insisting that, okay, this name, in this Christian, like we Christians, we do pray, even right from the beginning. When you conceive, you start praying for your child, you start praying, laying hands on them in the womb, and you declare on them. Now, you don't know, peradventure God has given you a name, or those that ministers to you that this is the name I want this child to be. And someone now someone come from outside, I said, okay, let me say any of the in-law. And I said, okay, this is the name I want the child to be. It's somehow complicating for you to say, okay, because it's my daddy that is talking, so I'm going to take it because it's my daddy-in-law, I don't have a say. You must have a say. Even as the mother of that child, you must tap your feet, because it's your responsibility. Sometimes, you don't need to, like now, you don't need to say that, okay, somehow you're trying to tell you to respect. Respect is not in that way. When you're talking about respecting your in-law, it has nothing to do with you knowing what you are doing. It's different from you said, okay, I accept things because I don't want to talk. Sometimes you have to talk, and sometimes you have to keep quiet.
I have a word from Mrs. Keji Adetilewa here. He said they can call the child the name they gave to him or her when they called.
Yeah.
But I feel it is not necessary to be the certification except the parents agree on that. My perspective. Thank you very much.
Right, ma.
It's still the same thing with the Okesolas, that they can give the name.
Yeah.
Anyhow they like it. But it is not a must. That name should be the one on the certificate. Our time is quick going.
Really?
Our time is keep going. Oh my.
Okay.
Now, you move to question number two on that aspect.
Okay.
Still on the issue of the in-law and setting boundary.
Okay.
Your parents came to visit.
Okay.
And they insist to be entering the bedroom. Yeah, there is guest room in the house. I'm talking about people who are blessed with ability to have their own room, children room and guest room, which some people do. And then there are some parents that will still go into the kitchen, say, especially from the from the husband's side. My son put the money down for this something, and they still want to look into. We can't rule out talking about this thing. We don't want to Christianize some of this matter, and that's why we're bringing it out. In such a case, when they want to enter the bedroom, Mufeba Okomi. That's what they will say. Yeah, they will now say Okomi and Omomi, and they call especially if you are the first son, like Omoeni, Okoeni. I now want to speak with my husband. That's the title they will give. My son, my husband. I want to speak with him. Sometimes to the extent of asking the wife to excuse them in the bedroom,
sure.
In the inner room.
The other case,
like in the other case, I don't want. We have cases like that being passed across to us.
Yeah.
The woman asks the wife to excuse her because she rather want to speak to her son
in the bedroom.
In their bedroom.
Yeah.
And the second case is she also want to go into the kitchen because it is her son that put the money down for the food, and she insists she wants to have this and this and this, and sometimes what the wife cook is not okay. She wants to make something for herself. Over to you, madam. You go first on this issue.
Women issue.
Boboluma is for women.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Back to church.
Back to church.
It's okay. We are okay with it. No problem. We are very much okay.
You will know mommy in Israel by that. Go ahead, mommy.
To me, I won't take it lightly. In-law, with that mother-in-law.
Yes.
I wouldn't allow anybody to go into my bedroom. It is my own personal bedroom. So it doesn't belong to my mother-in-law. I will prepare a separate room for her. So if she has any discussion with her husband, as she has rightly said.
Her husband in quotes.
I think her husband should go to that room. Have their discussion together. Wow. I won't trade my bedroom. I won't trade with my in-law, with my mother-in-law in quotes. So I won't exchange it for her. So it should be my room. So the bed should be honorable. And bed, how did Bible put it?
Not to that.
Marriage is honorable to all, and let the bed be undefiled.
Okay, that's separate.
Defilement could come in any way. Let her express herself.
Yes. See on points. I know what I'm saying. I won't have my mother-in-law to divide my bed. Coming into my whole room, my own personal room, the room that is for me and my husband, to have any
day. Asking you to excuse her.
Yes, to have any day.
Can you kindly excuse us? I want to talk. Like, okay, God bless you, man. Just continue. I think I'm feeling it. So continue, man.
So I won't take that. And what I will not take it. On the issue of kitchen, it is my own kitchen. No, it is my own kitchen. So I will try to, prepare our food, teach her in a way that it will be befitting for a mother-in-law. So I won't see any reason why my mother-in-law, my mother, the same, she's my mother also. I didn't say any reason want to, poke nose into my private affair, as in coming in the kitchen and come and see what is happening there. She's my mommy. I won't be rude to her, but I will try to set a boundary, you know, a boundary between her and the kitchen. That it is my own kitchen. That I will try to please her, to give her whatsoever she needed. At the time of her visit, I will try to please her in some area. So I think that is my take.
For viewers at home, you heard what Mrs. Okesolas said.
Yeah.
It is a bedroom. It is also a kitchen. Those two places are paramount, are important rather to every woman. And like she said, I am not going to trade that for out. I want your opinion on that before Oga will talk on this. The Blessed James put a question here on the naming of a child. What of where the child were given birth to in a care?
Okay.
And they said they will be the one to give the child name. How should that situation be taken care of? Yeah, it may be given back to her. It may be given back, the child may be given back in her care. But as long as the child has a father who is taking responsibility of doing his own duty as a father, the honor should still be accorded to a father to give the child the name. Take for an example, the father might have traveled. We have a lot of bidemi that was born when the father is not around. For the mere fact that the child was born when the father wasn't around doesn't mean that the mother-in-law or the father-in-law has to take care of the naming of the child. Over to you, sir.
Which one do you want me to respond to? The question?
Yes, the question.
The question.
Not this, the main question.
The main question.
In the first instance, my mother is around. You understand? She has something to discuss with me. And she's aware that I'm around. What she needed to do is to call me. And if eventually she didn't call me, peradventure, she just walked up to my room. And she said, "Oh, call me. I have to discuss something with you. Yaomi, please excuse us. I'm the one that should talk. She's not the one that should talk." You understand? Okay. Because the husband should be the one to protect our wife.
Thank you, sir.
Just need to tell mommy, okay, or mommy, that's how I call my mother. My mommy, let's go to the sitting room, or let's go to your own room. You understand? I shouldn't allow her, my wife, to talk at all, so that there won't be offense. You know, she has entered, she has talked to her, you were from Alaye. You understand?
I love that.
You know how they can express themselves as our mother. You know, they believe we are their children.
Yes.
But I should be the one to cut it from that angle where even in order not for her to take offense. I don't want her to take offense, Abi. Very politely, I mean, don't worry, let's go to your room. Let's go to your room.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that will say, then anytime she comes visiting, I think the wife has a role to play from my own angle.
Okay, sir.
You ask the mommy, she understand, what do you want to eat to? She understand. So if she now asks for something that she doesn't have at all, Mama, ni yen ni láàárọ̀ yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe lé fún yín. Tí n bá dé, I will come and give you that one. I will give you. Do you understand? Or probably if by tomorrow I will have that one at home. I'll prepare it for you. So in order not for her to go to that kitchen, our mothers, they are funny. I'm sorry, in part of the world that we are living, one has to be very careful, and you have to apply wisdom in dealing with that kind of issue if you don't want to cause trouble for yourself and for the woman, especially for the woman, for the wife, because she's going to be at the receiving end. The husband doesn't have any problem with the mother. She can't get angry at me. Even if she gets angry, I know how to tame her. But the rivalry between the mother and the wife. So you as a husband have a big role and responsibility to make sure that you fill the gap. Because if you don't use wisdom to fill the gap, you will cause a lot of problems, even to the wife, even to yourself. Because they will be reporting and reporting. She will be reporting, your wife did this, your wife did that. Yes. So in order to save your head, in order to save your head,
I love this.
We need to, use wisdom. But all these things we are talking about, we need wisdom because our mother in Africa is different from the mother over there. Do you understand? They are different too. Don't let us deceive ourselves. They are different. The way they think, their culture, our culture is different. So in order not to cause trouble, for you to set the boundary that we are talking about, God, you need to use wisdom. If there is a way, God, Papa, you need to cut the frequency of the visit. Do you understand? If your man said, I am coming, try to fill your wife's purse. I will say it openly. Try to fill your wife's purse.
Before you will agree.
So, because if you just agree that, okay, don't worry, come, you are causing trouble for yourself. Because your wife will tell you, you did not tell me that mommy is coming. Mommy is coming.
Oh, wow.
That is the fact. Because both of you are
learning something. I want us to share this. I want us to invite people.
Yeah.
Our time is fast going. And wherever we are able to, we still push it on. Now, what the Okesolas are saying today is that I love that language. Yeah. Feel the pulse of your wife. And part of what we say in Marriage is Beautiful is don't just make a unilateral decision in a marriage that is involving two people.
Yeah.
Don't make a unilateral decision on marriage that doesn't involve you alone. Feel your wife. It's another dictionary. It's another vocabulary I'm adding to my dictionary. Feel your wife's pulse. Wow.
I think Mama wanted to talk.
Mama wants to say something.
Yeah.
And
she wanted to say something before.
Yeah, Mama, go ahead.
Yes. Our husband. Says.
Our husbands.
Yes.
Our gagun.
As he had said. Sometimes they don't feel what we feel. They believe I'm me. It is my mother. So, and mothers, they believe that it is my son's own house. I try to do whatsoever pleases me. So some mother-in-law, you even try to please them. But because they don't like your face.
They don't have choice.
Your face, they will still want to give you headache. When they requested for amala, You understand? Amala, call it yam flour. After you have preparing it, they will still use their hand to touch it, to press it, and they will be telling you there is so much, you know, this thing.
Lumps here and there.
Just to annoy you, just to annoy you, just to make you, you know, not to be uncomfortable in your own home, in cottage, in your own house, you know. But our African side, I don't know why men, you know, they are much favored in this part of the country. So whatever women do in this part of the world, whatever women do, they will still insist, it is the husband, you know. And that is why this one, mother-in-law, whenever they come to their son's house, they want to sit, you know, they want to prove it. They want to sit well. They want
to relax.
I'm feeling you.
You know, they want you to realize that so as you have rights, I have rights in my own son's house. And you want to cut it up in my own husband. And this is what causes this rivalry.
The will be drawn.
Yes. And this is what causes this rivalry. But pray that God will give us women, you know, wisdom. Wisdom to deal with them. So because it needs wisdom.
Praise God.
Praise God.
This is interesting. You know, something dropped in my mind as she's talking. Okay. You know, when we look at it from one angle, we have to look at it from the other angle.
Yeah.
Because we need to be very careful, especially our mommies. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance before I say my word. You see, there is law of karma. Do you understand? It's law of karma. We need to be careful the way we treat our mother-in-laws. You understand?
Yes, sure.
Sometimes they might go, you know, to the extreme. Do you understand? Yeah. They might go to the extreme. But at the same time, I said it the other time that we need wisdom to deal with them. And we should be wary that, you know, we are going to become mother-in-law one day. Sure. And you know, one thing I understand about this life is, if you are not there, you don't know how to, how do I put it? How to manage the situation. It is very easy to say, I won't do that. But when you find yourself there, that's when you will know what those mama. I said something now that that is where we need a lot of wisdom. You know, some women really, they suffered over their children. So that is why the rivalry is tough sometimes, because they believe the wife is taking away that guy from them. So that's why I said we need to look at it from both angles, and we ask God to give us wisdom to deal with the situation when we find ourselves there. It's only those people that are having the experience that can say what they are, passing through.
The
go inside it. It's only the people that wear the shoes that know where it pinches.
Yeah.
Because why we said this topic is so deep is it's not what we are in a hurry to finish.
It has a lot of branches. If you want to,
we not talk about brother-in-law, we not talk about friends. We are still on parents.
Yes.
So there are still many aspects to explore in talking. I am not going to overlook the idea that our mothers did right in raising us.
Yeah.
And I will not overrun the idea also that our wife are the current mother now.
Yes.
So as a family, we have to find a balance
Yes.
in between the two.
Yes.
In as much as we want to protect our wife, we also will not neglect our parents.
Yes.
And in as much as we will not neglect our parents, we will not leave our wives open unto them.
Yes.
So it's a very tricky situation where we have to find a balance in between the two. I think
there are situations where the man will insist that this is my mother. Like, there are situations where the man will always be behind his mother. There are situations like that the woman will not have a say. So in such situations, what will you do as a woman? So what do you expect the ladies or the wives to do in such situations?
We will ask the woman because it's the man that is.
No. Why I'm asking the man is that like we're looking at it from the perspective that, okay, she's your mom. Okay, what are you expecting me to do in that situation?
Wait. That is why I said we require a lot of wisdom to deal with some issues. Okay. Sometimes, as my friend just said now, I want to make my wife happy. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't want to,
hurt her feelings.
I don't want to hurt her feelings. At the same time, I should not hurt my mother's feelings.
Yes.
And sometimes I believe my wife should understand at a certain level, so that I will go and deal with my mother separately. Do you understand? Only me. I'm sorry. Even in order not to expose my wife, to some kind of, I can scold that. I will still come back to her to come and apologize. So then I will now go and meet my mother separately. Mommy, I don't like what you did the other time. You understand? I will let her know that I don't like what you did the other time. And likewise, I will tell her, put that woman in a position of your daughter.
Okay.
Do you understand? If she's your daughter, or if your daughter came to report to you that kind of situation happened in her husband's house, how do you attend to it?
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. So I will make her understand that what you did was not right. All right. I will use a case study. When I had, I think it was my last baby. When my mother came visiting, some things happened. God helped me to use some wisdom to tell her that it's time to go home.
Wow.
I did not fight out. Do you understand?
Of course.
For the glory of God, I let my brother at the other side understand that my mommy will need to start going home in 3 days. You understand? Because I know she might go and report to him. So I've gone ahead of her to tell him that mommy will be going home in 3 days. Then I settle with mommy, it's time to go home. At least you have seen your baby. You have taken care of him. From such age, it's time to go home. And the day came, we took her and we turned her home. So wisdom, so that there won't be a continuous stay. Might cause some kind of, do you understand? And thank God, no offense from any angle. So husbands have to apply some kind of wisdom in dealing with our husband and our wife, so that there won't be, trouble. Husband has a lot of role to play in that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. For those who are not watching this program, when the repeat will be on our YouTube channel, people need to go and watch. And I will say this, it's deep here, where we bring couples and they are able to borrow out of their wisdom for us to use. These couples are couples that have been together over a decade and 13 years and still running.
Yeah.
And when they talk rather, I believe we have a lot to learn. You know, Mr. Okesolas said something today that we have to use wisdom. And what most people don't know nowadays is that as a man, let me use the Yoruba word, I will interpret it. You have to be ashotunsosi, mababikonje. You have to find a way to balance it both on the right and on the left, that you are on the balanced level. Because if you tend towards your parents, you are jeopardizing your marriage. And if you tend towards your marriage, you are pushing your parents away. Either way, it is not good for the family. We want to borrow one word from what Madam said the other time. She said marriage is endurance.
Yeah.
Now, I will ask a question. If the Yaoko or the Babaoko, whichever one, we now insist I want to do something that you know is not right, and the husband will want to follow suit, are we going to put endurance to side, or we will use endurance and allow things to go that way? Over to you, ma, not sir.
Thank you, sir. Marriage takes wisdom. It takes wisdom for husband and wife, you know, to abide together, to live together happily. So if something of such happen, I think the wife should call the husband and try to, you know, because it's like he has followed suit with what his mom or his daddy has planned to do. So now left only the woman, you know, out of it. So the woman has to use all what it takes to be a woman. All what God has endowed us.
I love that aspect. That is Pakute.
What is Pakute? It's like this one now.
Just come, don't worry. Calm down. When you calm down, deep gone. Wisdom now, queen.
Yes. Because our men, sorry to use this language, they don't have any power. When it comes to maintaining, they can't do anything. You know, they are so light in our hands.
Also, Mr. Okesolas, don't worry. It is us they are describing, you know.
If we really use the power God has given unto us, God has given us power over them. So they may be the head of the house. They may see themselves as the Almighty, you know.
Yes.
God has given them into our hands like this.
You have the mumu button.
Endowments that God has given unto us. We might use it to pull the men to us. And then we just, you know, they'll just fall for us in that aspect.
Oh, deep God.
Yes. They will just dance to our tune. They can't do anything. If we use that wisdom wisely, everything God has endowed us, I think we have it. And I will use everything that God has given us. I will use it though. I will use it.
I'm enjoying this.
Yes, that's a good one. So interesting.
Everything God has given you, ma. Emma Lu, that is the word. Already. And that includes the endurance also.
Yes. It's still part of endurance.
It's still part of what God has given.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's part of the endurance.
It is.
It's part of the endurance. Mr. Okesolas, today is Women's Day. Let us just keep quiet and accept everything. Something that we think we are powerful, but they have the mumu button. And once they press it, we just smile and shake hands.
I just see my life outside now. But I never knew this.
Let me use the language we used to use then. You sorted your life outside.
Oh, you wait, like that. You see me putting my hand on my head.
You sorted your life outside.
That's the only thing I can say.
I smell myself.
Okay. Wow. That's a good one. Thank you, Mama, for that.
Thank you for making it real.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. And we're having a tumble from the Olules, and they are saying, wow. I'm going to say this, and we will say this. We don't know whether we'll be able to finish. Let's see our time. We don't know whether we'll even be able to finish the parents' own. The number 3 on the parent own is the intervention into your finances. And also intervention into the number of maybe kids you plan to have. Both goes together. My son, you have enough money. Why will you stop at 2 children? Your father gave back to 12. Your father has 15 children. You must continue. And by the way, why do you say you are not going to do this? Your sister needed this, and you have the money. You don't need to talk to your wife. Take permission. Just do it for us. They comes into these 2 aspects: your finances and the decision, like the type or the number of children you want to have. When this comes into place, I'm talking to man now. How do we handle this?
Well, as I will see, Amma, what I said the other time. I have the mind of myself. Wow. When it comes to my finances, I'm the one that knows what comes in. They don't know it. They might just assume. Probably they see that Gumoto is riding a very beautiful car, big car. So they can just do the permutations, the simple calculation that, yes, I have money. But mind you, the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing.
Yeah.
In all they're getting.
All they're getting, get wisdom.
Get understanding.
Sometimes if your family, your brothers, your sisters, your mother requested money from you, they ask you to give them 200,000. For example, you have millions. Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
First, you need to ask yourself. So you might give them the 200,000, but you can look at it. First and foremost, what do they need the 200,000 for? Then, secondly, okay, I can afford this 200,000. But in order not to give them the impression that that is how easy or that is how it should be, I can do that 100,000. That's what I have for now. This thing cannot be enough. That's all I have for now. In order not to give them the impression that you are as buoyant as, because I usually am from this part of the world that we come from, if you are not careful. I know sometimes our parents, they do overdo. They expose you. They ask for 200,000 today, you give them. They ask for 300 tomorrow, you give them. They will go and tell their friend that my son did this for me. You know, some of our parents, they are not being one sherry, you know, as plain as. So unconsciously, they will expose you. You understand? So it requires wisdom. So you have to set some kind of boundary. So if they know that if they ask for the money, you won't give them fully, they know what they come and ask you. Sometimes. Then from the side of the number of children that I will have, I don't think they have say. They only have opinion to express.
Yeah.
My father might have 15 children. He might have 50 children. And he might not even have money that I have.
Yeah.
They can, because from that angle, they can tell you that even your father did not have the money, you have money now. You can bear any amount of children that you like. But the agreement is between me and my wife.
Yeah.
That I want to have 3 children. I also have the 3 children. So be it. So no matter, there should not be any pressure from any. I used to say it, I should have the mind of myself. My mother or my father cannot influence me because I carry my stomach. So when I am full, I know.
Dominic,
It does, I carry my stomach like a Dominic.
So when
I'm full, I know that I'm full, and I cannot eat in the excess of, you know, being full. In fact, I'm looking for trouble if I overfeed myself. So I know the number of children I have. They can come with their pressure. I just need to build some kind of brick wall. They can express their opinion. From now till tomorrow, I will tell them, okay, at least they will not, at least they won't come and, you know, ask my wife to lie down and I sleep with her. Do you understand? And they cannot say they want to go and give me, the what they will do is that, okay, probably your wife did not want to, you know, to come and carry this one. I know that I'm
impossible.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I should be able to stand on my ground, to stand my feet. You understand? This is what I want. This is what I want. I shouldn't, you know, submit to any pressure from any angle. So that's my own take.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I want to say concerning the part of the money, like when they want to contribute into your finances, or you know, I want to see it from different angle from what you discussed. You said you talked about giving them money or whatever. Okay, what if they have to tell you how you manage your money,
how you manage your finances?
Okay, you take so amount, and in the first place, must they know how much you are taking? Let me ask that question. Like, must they know how much your salary is? And apart from that, if they want to tell you, okay, this is your finances, now you have taken this amount of money, so I want you to start saving, so to start building another house, to start doing this, you know, because they will want to come. You know, I've seen a parent talking about, okay, I want you to start building, whereas maybe he or she has forgotten that, okay, you are paying children's school fees. He has forgotten that, okay, you are paying, maybe you don't have roof for your head yet, maybe you are paying house rent. You know, he has forgotten that you have to eat at home. He has forgotten that you have to clothe the children, you have to clothe yourself. And he's talking about, oh, this and that. You know, okay, what do you do in such situation? Like, okay, must you be the one to push us? Do you think we don't know what we're doing? Do you think we are not reasoning? Or do you want to start helping us to calculate, you know, in such situation, what do you do, sir?
Thank you very much. You know, as I rightly said the other time, I have to help myself. okay, put it, a wage that a certain level collects. Even if they don't know how I spend my money, they should not know how I spend my money. I have my wife, I have children to take care of. If I have not built a house, even if I have built a house, there are so many other things that needed to be done. And mind you, they can come and advise. As far as I'm concerned, all those things that you are talking about, if they come, they are advising me. And I have a choice. You understand? I have a choice. They can say it from today till tomorrow. It's what I agree with my wife that we are going to do. Do you understand? They can come and advise. You are going to do this. Okay, part of the advice, I can table it before my wife. Yeah, daddy came or daddy called me. I said this, he said this. What do you think? If there are advice or info that are useful from what they are saying, we can pick from it. If we have the wherewithal to do it. Do you understand? If we look at the long-term, benefit that we can gain from it, if there are benefits, well, you can venture into, come and do this or come and do that. But that will be an agreement between myself and my wife.
Okay.
I don't need to tell them that I have to go and talk to my wife. That's why wisdom. When they are saying it, I can say, okay, sir, or okay, ma, I've heard you. I'll think about it.
All right.
Yeah. When I enter the room with my wife, I can say, my wife, daddy is giving us an advice to do this and do that, but don't go and let him know that I tell you. What do you think about it? Our own point about it. If he said we can go ahead with this or this, we can. If he said no, that means we don't agree on that. Or if I have, some kind of, thinking about the advice, what daddy is saying, and I think this one can work. Why don't we? But the bottom line is, I should make her to understand and agree before we venture into it. Do you understand? So that the benefit will accrue to us both. If not, I won't bother to do anything. Even if daddy called me, what I discussed with you, you did not do anything about it. Sir, I'm still thinking about it. I don't think I have the wherewithal to do it now. Probably in the future. Let's leave it. I have heard you, sir. But I consider what I have on ground now. I can't do that now. Probably later. Because we need to know.
Before we go to I will direct the next question to Madam. And that question will not be the one that has just been answered now. I want to take her back into one question that talks about the number of kids, for an example. I said it's not the question that we asked. When Oga said, okay, they might say this is how we want it. Probably maybe you have all girls and they are talking about we want you, Arole. Or you have all boys, no. There should be a female in between. Now you, as a wife man, if you ask such that they are intervening into the matter, into the family matter, in dictating the number of children or the sex of children that they want for their child, what will you do as a wife? How will you set the boundary in such a situation?
Setting boundaries in such a situation, it is not easy. Though it is God that dictates the sex of a child. But our parents, I cannot say that they are wicked, yes. Because they know this, but they just want to try to make the woman uncomfortable. Yes. They want, majority of them, they want to tell you that so I have every to dictate the tone of this house. So I believe God dictates the tone of children. I mean, the sex of a child. So if parents, especially the in-law, the part of the side of the husband, if they are trying, you know, to make a woman not comfortable in this area, I think, thank you, because for us as a Christian, we should go back to the Lord. We should go on and pray and ask God, you know, to help us in this area. But, you know, sometimes we pray, and if God did not give us, you know, the sex that we want, don't it all joy, because a male and female, they are the same thing in the sight of God. Even what a boy can do, a man can do, a woman can do it better, you know, in this dispensation that we have. So, for instance, Okojo Iwela, you know, so we should just continue in our normal way, normal affairs, you know, we should just continue like that. We just be praying to God, and we should let our mother-in-law realize this side of the story. And we want to shift this. When we started, I mean, when we just got wedded, when I gave birth to my first child, alas, it was a girl. When I gave birth to the second child, alas, it was a girl. I can see that my mother-in-law was not so happy. I can see her reaction. I can see her tone. I can see the way she reacted.
The body language.
You know, I can see everything. You know, she was. But thank God, God was so good to me. You know, by the time I get back to my, you know, other pregnant, and she discovered, she came to the hospital and they said, Kilobi has given birth to this test. You know, she was so happy. She was throwing herself on the floor.
Wow.
So it is, I mean, this part of the country that it is, but we just appreciate God. So people are still looking for seed like this. But God, if you can give. You know, God did not open their womb. So why are we like this? You know, we should just appreciate God. We should try to you know, take what God has given unto us. Whether mother-in-law is trying to, you know, persecute us or not. Whether one mother-in-law or father-in-law is happy about it or not happy about it, what a man can do, a woman can do it. We should take everything with praise, with thanksgiving. This is nice.
Wow. We wish to continue, but already we've overshoot our time for today. And we are going to say this. We don't know when we will pick up this topic again because we have guests lined up for next week. But it can't end this way because we've not even gotten to one quarter of the journey. And this is one topic that is broad. This is one topic we'll still, even from after the Okesolas, we're still going to have other couples also to look into the matter. We want to appreciate you today for coming. And we want to say we appreciate you for being very real and practical. For everybody that will be watching this later, if you miss this live show, you miss to stay and watch. But before we will allow you to go, quickly, we are rounding up now. We have this wonderful box right over here. You can see it. And they contain some questions. And the way we made it is in white and red. So the white goes for Oga, the red questions goes for Madam. So you pick any question from question 1 to 6, And Madam will also pick any question from 1 to 6 from the red.
Any question?
I think 2 questions.
Okay, 2.
The time is fast spent. 2 questions, and then we are going to ask, and then you have to be real without you. So, over to you. Pick your question, ma. From the red. Question 1 to 6. 1 to 6 or 1 to 7? 1 to 7. You have up to 1 to 7.
Question 2, sir.
Question number 2.
Yeah, 2. Okay.
Pick the another one, please. You are going to pick 2 questions, ma. This is question number 2. Another question, please.
Question 3.
Question 3.
Okay, sir, pick your question so we can pick it together.
Then we pick question 7.
Question 7.
Okay. We have question 3 here.
Then question 1.
Question 7 and 1.
Question 7 and question number 1. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. 1 is here.
Ladies first. So I'm going to read question number 2 for Madam. And this is how the game goes. If it is you, if the answer is you, point at you also. If the answer is Oga, and Oga will also point at himself. But if both of you is pointing at each other, then that means that you don't agree. So we have to find an answer. Now question number 2 says, who eats more in the house? Let's see the finger pointing now. Who eats more?
Eats more.
Who eats more?
Who eats more food? Who is the one that loves to eat and he eats more food? Oh yeah, let's see Oga hands. I'm not seeing Oga hands. See now. Now, here we are.
You guys, you didn't know yourself.
You have to agree. No,
yeah,
Oga doesn't want to agree that he's eating, and Madam says Oga that is eating. So who eats more?
Who eats more?
Put your food high like this.
What of your own food?
I love that.
More now.
We will wait until you decide.
I will have do some kind of video and bring it to this show. Come and show me.
Both of you eat. Yeah, so
equally. So there is no one that will agree and eat more. So that means what is good about that is both of you have a healthy appetite. So a round of applause. The first couple, we will have this that have a tie. That's fantastic. The next question, ma'am. I hope this will not be a tie too. Who is the outdoor one? The one that likes to go out more? Who is the outdoor one?
Thank God, Oga agreed on this one.
Oga agree on this one. But even on the food level, I will still not agree because I have a say in that one. I have to say, I know.
You know we.
Yes.
You don't.
I
don't want to answer the question. So
but I'll keep quiet.
From I check.
Okay, the first question, sir, which is question number 1. Who is the baby when sick?
So
Who is the baby when sick?
Who is the baby when sick?
Yeah, when
Who always?
Who wants to be pampered? It's Oga.
I think it's old man.
It's Oga. Thank God Oga agreed on that one.
You know why? Because when women are sick, they don't like still want to stand up. They still want to do something. They just want to take care of their house.
So we are the baby. And that's why you call us baby.
But men, when they're sick, they just want to lie down.
Yeah, baby.
That's why we are your baby.
But you guys said we should not be calling you baby now. So
man baby.
Okay, who is more outspoken?
Yes.
Who is more outspoken?
He's the one.
Well, I can talk, but they have she has a load of something to me, I can talk. If I see me, I don't pretend. If I want to react immediately. But she can bottle up No, she's slow there.
It's normal.
She's slow there, Joe. If she leaves the load,
Shall accept that you are the one that talk more. Loaded or not, they don't explain it.
I feel like they should have one more question.
Okay.
Have one more question from the numbers you've picked before. Please just pick one number.
Okay, I speak 1 and 7. Madam, I speak 2 and I think I don't know.
Let me pick 5.
5.
Okay.
White 5.
Yeah, it should be here. 5, so that we can just run up the address. The first one was not answered. That one is just so. Madam, I pick one red. The question, the number you've not answered before.
Pick 1.
6. Number 6.
Question number 6. All right, I have it here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Between both of you, who is the perfectionist?
I can answer that one.
Who is the perfectionist?
That always wants everything perfect.
No.
That's the reason. This is why I'm bringing another question, because nobody is.
See, the issue is, this question is who is in the house that wants everything to a place and a place to everything? This is where it should be. This is where it should be. This is where it should be.
You know what? You know what? I always like things to don't put this one here. Don't put that.
She already accepted. Then she's right when she said you are the perfectionist.
I want no man so
No, Oga is trying to dodge, and I know it.
I'm not dodging. For example, if I put my shoe somewhere, they say, why do you put your shoe? I will say, leave the shoe there, Jare.
Oga, why are you now talking like baby so that she can pity you? They're not pitying you on this.
No pitying you on this. You are the perfectionist. Go to the last question, Joe. Don't dodge.
Okay, now, who is likely to forget the anniversary dates or special dates?
Marriage, anniversary, kids' birthday.
Who is likely to
forget?
Forget. You always remember. Even our children.
Both of you.
Yes, even our children's birthday, we always remember.
Wow.
No.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So we have 2 ties in today's couples game. Thank you very much for coming.
I want to appreciate it.
We also want to appreciate the viewers, every one of them, for your contribution. Wow. There are so many contributions. There are so many messages. We want to appreciate the viewers. We want to appreciate you for coming. And we hope when next we call upon you to continue this topic, you will accord us the honor and be on the program. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Mr. Okesolas. Until next week.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You know, we are very happy
to
be on the
here.
It's fantastic.
Wow.
I really,
it's fantastic.
And I appreciate everybody on the platform.
I've been missing this program.
Wow. Really?
Now you won't miss it, man. If you've not followed, let me canvas for votes. If you've not followed us on YouTube, do so now.
Subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe.
Because it's Yajebu.
No problem. You can use your gas data also. All sports now, bros. Don't be selfish. Emma Teja. Don't selfish, sir. Allow madam to enjoy the all sports.
Subscribe for madam.
And you can subscribe for madam too. Don't say Yajebu. You can subscribe for madam too. Madam, you are entitled to our subscription from Oga. That is the gift for today. I am promising Oga on your behalf, on his behalf. I'm promising you on Oga's behalf that he will subscribe for you.
Wow. For me.
I'm promising on your behalf, sir.
Subscribe for me.
Subscribe for me.
All right. Thank you, viewers at home. Thank you for staying with us up to this moment. And until next week when we'll be coming across your way with another guest.
Yeah.
And until the next time when we'll have the Okesolas to continue the unfinished business, SeyiFunmi is saying, thank you. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.